said go to the Word for 666.
I will ascend into heaven. Number 2, I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. Number 3, I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation. Number 4, I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. Number 5, I will be like the Most High. That is Lucifer's 5-point plan of what he said he's going to do. And notice, how many points do we have on this star? He said this, the pentagram, quote, has one use only, and that is to call up the power of Satan and bring the kingdom of the devil into manifestation on the earth. So whenever a pentagram is used, it is probably the highest satanic ceremony that can be used to bring in the kingdom and the power of Satan.
A satanic world is a world reborn in purity, a world where the instinct and the intellect will be complementary to one another rather than being at odds with one another. It will be a world in which we follow laws of nature instead of just the rules that man's made up to regulate his conduct.
Satan is an invisible spirit and a master of disguise. His ability to pass himself off as an angel of light can fool the rebellious and the spiritually naive into thinking that black is white, truth a lie, and even that God himself is the one telling them these things. The idea of Antichrist is an unspoken knowledge that every person has. It's just the acceptance of yourself as a powerful being who can make their own decisions. The reason this do what you want, it's your thing, follow your heart theology is wrong, and ultimately even satanic, is because our hearts and minds have been profoundly deranged by the effects of sin. The heart of man is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? Every way of a man is right in his own eyes. There's a way that seems right to a man, but its end is the way of death. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not to your own understanding. And perhaps most direct of all, he who trusts in his own heart is a fool. From mankind's fall from grace to virtually every evil ideology that has blighted this travailing planet, ignoring our Creator's commands and doing instead what seems right in our own eyes and hearts, has been the fountain from which sin and its wages have flowed.
Words. We don't have any pictures. We don't have any statues. All we have left is words. We can take those words, and through the art of calligraphy, we can make them more vivid, more accessible.
For Muhammad Zakaria, words are the basis of an art form. To prevent idolatry, Muhammad discouraged the creation of any images of himself or other prophets.
Muhammad was always very insistent that he was not a divine figure, and he always warned his followers not to do with him what the Christians had done to Jesus and put him on a pedestal and say that he was God or divine. He was not. He was an ordinary human being, and the Muslims have taken that seriously. But what they do say is that Muhammad is the perfect man. That if you look at Muhammad, you can see how a perfect act of surrender to the divine can be made.
Yehuda Kasta. Yelah.